who are those some people? Like, who are those people?
This is one YouTuber that glazes the game like crazy.
You know, when I first woke up this morning, the last thing I expected was not movie 3 coming out. Especially since it's only been a day since I released my Rell Seas video on their lack of transparency. So, good job on them, honestly. It also reminded me why I respect the Rell brothers, calling out their own YouTubers for being glazers and glazing their game, like it's the second coming. It is kind of crazy how much people have been glazing the game without giving, proper criticism or concerns about the game. Now, as much as we want to say that Rell Seas is going to be the greatest game on Roblox, we also have to voice our concerns and questions, because questions will lead to more hype because it's what the community wants to know. One good question I have is, what are the max amount of players that are going to be in one server? Because as you can see in the latest, not movie 3, I guess, they even got lost in their own map, showing us how big the maps truly are. So, if the maps are super big, but the max player size is like 16, then you'll never run into anybody else. So, I'm hoping maybe like 30 max players at minimum, because if the maps are really going to be that big, we're going to need a big player count in the servers. But, yeah, the concerns and, questions are what really help the dev team more than just infinite glaze. And I mean infinite glaze. Now, I do want to get into some of the new stuff that we learned in this latest trailer, because honestly, a lot of it is hyped. Honestly, I'm going to start off with the snails.
Yeah, hello guys. This is Rell Seas talking from a snail.
As you can see, the snails here, Rell Seas will be supported by voice chat, which is honestly just a huge resurgence, because imagine you're fighting a different crew, and you have all your crews talking to each other, or yelling at each other surrender, rah! Want a kiss? And even though it is an obvious choice to add voice chat to what's supposedly going to be one of the biggest games on the platform, I do like how they implemented it, especially since instead of just turning it on, they did implement it to the game. It's because the snails will kind of work as your phone, so you can call your crewmates or call people across the map, and you can talk to them on that in-game. So even though most people will be using Discord, it is going to be good for people that maybe don't have Discord, or just join their friends randomly, or even just to talk to your enemies when you're about to fight. As you can also see, it will also include text communications. So even if you don't have voice chat yet, you can still just text, and the snail will say what you said. Just make sure you don't have anybody listening in to your conversations.
Underwater, your walk speed actually gets reduced. Your animations will also get slowed down. It detects objects nearby, and you literally go from swimming to walking on the objects. Watch this.
Now this is what got me. I did not expect them to go this hard with the underwater section of the game. Now they did say most of the underwater quests and most of the underwater content that will be in the game will be in 4th Sea, which means we have a long ways to go until we can get there. But I'm guessing that all of the underwater content can be still done in 1st Sea. Once you get your submarine in the later seas, you can come back to 1st Sea and explore the 1st Sea's ocean. And it's crazy to think that all fruit losers won't be able to experience this content because, well, they can't swim. So that comes to the question. All this underwater content, as you can see here, with the air bubbles, the swimming, the underwater combat, can just fruit users just not use them? And this is why they said that fruit users will be at a disadvantage in the game. Because imagine you're getting chased by a fruit user, you just go underwater. They literally can't fight you underwater. If they go under there, they're dead. Or will it be the fruits get disabled underwater? But still, that wouldn't make sense because in the show, you just can't do anything underwater. So it does raise an interesting question there. But I will say they did absolutely cook with the underwater section. Like I said, there's going to be air bubbles underwater, which will replenish your air, and they randomly spawn around you. There's also going to be currents, which I'm guessing is going to give you a little boost if you're swimming underwater. And let's get on to the submarine and underwater ships, because they also did say you'll be able to get this thing, if you watch the anime, there's the coat the painting, which lets your like ship get a bubble underwater. So I'm guessing all ships will be able to go underwater, but submarines are made for underwater, and you won't need the bubble coating or whatever. Now, as you can see, you can just open it, go inside, you can leave, go outside, go inside. It's just smooth transitions all around, which is honestly really impressive for a Roblox game. Because it's open world, it's real time, like, you going to that submarine is just really impressive by itself. Being able to walk around the submarine while it's moving without, like, there being lag spikes or, like, like you just getting pushed off. Blockers. It's just really impressive, and this is really what got me, because at first I watched it, I was like, I wasn't gonna make a video on it. I was like, whatever, it's just, they're kind of cool. I gained some respect for them for calling out the Glazers, but all this underwater stuff, I was not expecting it, and it just really gets me hyped for the game. And they went into great depth about it, because there's different depths of the ocean. From what I heard, there's up to 7 different layers, the 7th one being like the darkest, and that's where you're gonna find like all the scary monsters. I'll put up the picture. This is a picture I really like. I put it in my last video. I really like this picture because it really does look cool. And me wanting to be like the best fisherman in Rell Seas, I want to catch that. So I don't know if you're gonna be able to catch those big fish, or you have to like fight them with your ship's cannons or something. But that's cool. And I'm guessing that's gonna be in like the bottom depths, where it's like super dark and barely anything lives down there unless it's like super strong. Because they did talk about at the like higher layers, you're gonna see schools of fish, which is honestly just amazing. Like, seeing the ocean wildlife just swimming around you is just really interesting to see, and like adds a lot of like immersivity into the world. But yeah, the top layers, there's gonna be like harmless fish, little schools of fish and stuff. Further you go, the bigger the fish are gonna be. Like, there's gonna be like squids, like sharks, whales, and then like eventually this thing, which is crazy. But yeah, that's all I really have to say for the underwater section. I could talk about currents, but currents are just currents. So I think I'm just gonna move on to the next topic. But comment down below what you think about the open water section, because personally, this is the most like hyped I've been for the game in a while, honestly. Now I'm gonna end this video with something that really stuck with me. They said the reason they're pushing out the game a lot is because they want the game to be enjoyed by all kinds of players, right? Like I said, I want to be Rell Seas' greatest fisherman. Other people might want to be Rell Seas' greatest boatman or Rell Seas' greatest marksman, not just PvPers, right? So they want the game to be enjoyed through all aspects, and all the community has their own thing, and if they want to do something different, they can. So that's why they're trying to perfect every single part of the game. It's not just the PvP, and not just other things. And that's what I appreciate about it, though. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed, or agree to my opinions, and comment down below what you think about Rell Seas.